24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. Sorry about that. Thought the intro was a little bit longer. But go on. Let's go ahead and bring Tay, or Tay's not here yet. Go ahead and bring Ryan. Tay will be here in just a minute. We kind of have a lot to talk about tonight, going along with the list here. But there's a lot of gaming news.
Lots of
I kind
stuff.
Yeah, well, you know what was funny is like as soon as the show last week ended, like I got on Twitter and I saw some things, and I'm just like, "Are you kidding me?" Like there it'd be like a lot of it was during the show, and I just like
Yep.
just didn't see it. One of
Yeah,
which
I'm
we'll just
usually we don't
skim.
start the show document for the next show until, a couple days after
Right.
the show was ended, but we started this week's show document less than 10 minutes after the other show
Yeah,
ended.
I mean, so like the one thing was Halo.
Yep.
Halo coming to PS5. I saw that. I was like, what? First of all, I couldn't believe it. Second of all, I was like, how is this literally
Yeah.
like they announced it like as soon as like the show started? I mean, I just didn't catch it. But yeah, I just thought that was funny. But yeah, there's a lot to talk about. It looks like you and I kind of have a long list here of games. To me, I didn't really play a whole lot of hours. There's just been like, like an
Yeah,
hour of this,
no,
an hour of that. I actually just forgot a
yeah.
game. I gotta add it now that I'm talking.
Yeah, I was
Um,
just actually thinking like, oh, I didn't put Mario Kart on there, and that should definitely be something that was on the list because that was played for sure. But yeah, I mean it's I wouldn't say that I played a ton time wise, but I played a little bit of everything along the way. Would probably be the best way to put it. Um, but yeah, so obviously I've been playing Fortnite with the kids still. We're still diving in. The new season started. Um, I know that people are gonna be absolutely annoyed with me for this, but I am so glad they got rid of building, even if
yeah,
it's just temporary. Um,
yeah. I mean, I think everyone pretty much has that opinion for the most part.
Yeah, it's
Like
interesting because they're right
refreshing.
now on Twitter. They're out there throwing around like, "Are you pro builder or anti build?"
Yeah,
And it's really interesting to see people's replies. For me, that was my biggest reason not to play the game, and we've talked about that quite a bit. Like I really despise the building, um, but I've liked it so far. I think the one thing that frustrates me the most without the building is that I've caught myself a couple times getting stuck in the
mhm.
environment and not being able to build steps to like get up over to the next area is kind of frustrating.
Right. I saw they added um, mantling to the
Yeah,
game.
yeah. But like on some mountain areas, it's really hard to like do a lot of the terrain stuff. Um, but I hate tanks, and they've added
Yeah.
tanks. So probably my biggest frustration with Battlefield has always been the tanks and stuff being overpowered, which of course they're going to be because the type of thing they are. But that was by far my most frustrating part of it. You played some too, right?
Yeah. I mean, I mean, the tanks are kind of like the airplanes in a way,
Yeah.
but they don't bother me too bad. be honest. But you know, I definitely kind of like the no building because I've always had pretty good aim, and I used to be pretty good at building. But I mean, that's kind of dwindled from not playing, and also there are people that are way better at editing and stuff than I am. So I kind of like, rely on my shot, which helps a lot. Which actually, I got back into Counter Strike within the last week and been playing some of that. Still got it. Still got it. Got like a 5K with the op. Was feeling pretty good about that. I clipped it somewhere, but I don't want to make like I want to shorten the time in between each kill and like make a little montage for Twitter and stuff. So put that out there eventually. But so yeah, I think it's good for Fortnite for multiple reasons. It has everyone talking about it. Game
Yeah.
refuses to die in that sense.
I'm
Everyone
okay.
seems to be loving it.
I think it's fun. I think the idea of having it, just they do a good job at changing it up. And I know we talk about it a lot,
Mhm.
but they really do get you sucked back in when they do special events and stuff. Like, hey, we're gonna have another, this, that, or the other. Like this is going on, and it's like, okay, well, cool. Like, let me see what they're doing. I'm not a huge fan of Doctor Strange, but I know a lot of people are, and I think that's a cool thing to have in the battle pass. Especially with it being like the last thing you can earn before your bonuses. Being him, it kind of sets a goal. Like if you're a big fan of Doctor Strange, a way to get him.
Yeah.
But I think that ultimately for me, that game just continues to suck fans into new opportunities. And I think this does that, even though it's not a huge change like to the map.
Right.
It did something to change the gameplay completely. Right. So now you're back at a new look and new feel for how that game plays. So yeah, so I've played a bit of that. I've been doing some WWE, which is hit or miss. They just released a new patch, which I will see how that changes some things because there are definitely some things that are kind of broken. The online play is not my friend. I won't play that game online again, I don't think. But the patch, one of the things in the patch was to like help online play and stability. So hopefully that fixes some things.
Why wouldn't you play online again?
I just don't enjoy the online play as of yet. Like I still have like want to build my story mode characters and all that stuff, and I'm kind of into the single player side of it. Some of the people that are playing online are just stupid good. And then the other part of it questions whether it's really, are they that good? Or is the stuff just broken? Like,
Right.
is the server broken and I'm just behind? But overall, like I still like the game. I think that there's some cool things. They've improved like some of the shaders and stuff on different superstars and kind of changed some texturing and stuff in this update. So I hope that works to where we want it. What's up, Tay?
What up, though, fellas?
We just started in, so I'm talking about WWE again because I've been playing a little bit more of it.
I'm so tempted to get it.
It's got some good things. This new patch may have fixed some of the stuff that I was kind of worried about. The Create a Championship is really interesting, where you can go and like build your own belts and stuff. I think that could be really fun in online play if you can play with your buddies. Like it would be fun to have like a belt for you and your friends when you play like as a group or whatever. And somebody could end the night with the title. Like I think that's fun.
That's pretty cool.
There's some weird stuff in the Royal Rumble mode, and I haven't really talked about it on the show, but the Royal Rumble is probably my favorite match of anything they do in WWE. Like where it's like, for people who aren't familiar with it, they have 30 people that come out to the ring. Like every 2 minutes, a new superstar comes out. And you get eliminated by being thrown over the top rope. Like that's how you're eliminated. Right. There's some weird AI thing going on with the Royal Rumble. And I don't know what it is, but supposedly they've fixed it. But like people would get eliminated in their interaction and their reaction to being eliminated wasn't like they were mad or anything. It was just a weird like, oh, okay, I'm out. You know, like
Right.
So there's some of that. It says they've improved the elimination behavior. It says in the update that they improved the elimination setups by the AI. There are also some weird things in tag team matches, which I think tag team wrestling is definitely underrated. And there was a SmackDown versus Raw game. I want to say it was 2009 where they really focused on the tag teams and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they've had a good one since that one. They've had to fix some finishing moves because there's some broken finishing moves. I have that video of John Cena's face just like getting all blurry and whatever when he was getting elbowed in the face, which is kind of funny. But some of that stuff is going to be fixed. But there's also a thing called My Faction, which is a card-based mode, like where you build factions of superstars and then you go battle other people with cards. I'm not sure how that really is if that's going to keep me interested or not, but there's different rewards you get every week for different challenges. So I'm interested to see what they do with that. So I've spent quite a bit of time on that. I actually have it. It's on the screen over here to my right because I was going to play some before the show to just see if there's anything else that I'm interested in. I want to do the My Character mode too. It's called My Rise, like where you build your own character and kind of go through the story. So I want to see how that is. I played Civ 6 some more on Switch. FIFA is the usual go-to. I'm playing that tonight with some friends. The Halo to the PS5 announcement got me interested in playing a little bit more Halo again, so I played a couple of rounds of online Halo. NBA Jam.
Throwing some shade on the game today.
Who was?
Nick Merckx. He's just kind of said how it was a total flop.
I don't know.
There are more people in Fortnite with the Master Chief Collection skin than there are in Master Chief or Halo Infinite.
I don't know. I think it's good. I just think that there's something about the game again, and this is an issue I had with Halo 5. The people that are very, very good are too good to play against if you're a mediocre player.
Yeah. I just feel like
the matchmaking
wasn't enough to keep. I just think it was a flop as in the player base dropped off so bad.
Yeah. I mean, they also put it out early and made it free for the multiplayer.
Right.
And
think that would help.
I don't know. I think that honestly it hurt it because there was so much hype when they announced it. And I played that first 2 or 3 weeks quite a bit. And then I burnt myself out on it. And then I caught myself coming back here and there. I played NBA Jam a little bit. I really missed that game. I wish that they would re-release it with updated rosters and actually have like the old NBA Jam like gameplay mode.
Right.
Because I think it would be fun with some of the new guys. They did release one on 360 back in the day, and I really loved that one. And that was the one that I actually went and played a little bit of. And then I played Tunic.
I saw that. I was curious.
We'll talk a little bit more about it later. I really have enjoyed it so far.
Yeah, I want to get it, but I just need to chill.
Yeah. If it wasn't on Game Pass, I wouldn't. It's not one that I would have initially said like, okay, I'm going to drop $60 on it.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Dexter?
Dexter, what's going on?
Dexter.
So I would say that it's not one that I would have spent $60 on initially, but then I can see wanting to buy it now. If I had after playing it a little bit, I was like, okay. IGN gave it a 9 out of 10. It's pretty solid. I would say it's worth it. It's only $29.99 as well. So the full price is only half price of a regular game.
Right.
But yeah, so we'll talk a little bit more about it later because it is one of the games I want to talk about as far as indie games go. But yeah, so
it appears that well, maybe not. Yeah, it looks like Elden Ring had a 3 gig patch today, but I've been playing Elden Ring. Very little of that. I would like to play more. But I might be playing that tonight, but I'm trying to convince my buddy that we should get a new game called Core Keeper. Talked about it last week. Looks pretty cool. Like small, it's like $12. Looks like Stardew Valley kind of thing, but a little darker and like dungeon crawling kind of stuff. So yeah, CS:GO. Been playing pretty well. We haven't been winning as many games. Mostly because most games has been like me carrying versus the other guy and the other team carrying. It kind of just comes down to your teammates a little bit. I beat that indie game Heavenly Bodies. You're just in space and it's kind of like a puzzle game. Yeah, so we might play it a second time on the next they have different control methods. Like the next one is like Newtonian, something like that. Something with Newton's movement or something like that. And so it changes like the gravity and how you move and stuff like that. Cool. So or we might check that out. Have you seen the Cycle Frontier?
No.
If you go watch 2 hours of it on Twitch right now.
Did we lose Mark? We haven't lost Mark in a long time.
Right. I thought I was fading off. I was like, hold up.
I was like, what did I do?
Yeah, we lost him.
Yeah, we might have.
Yeah, we lost him.
Hopefully he jumps back in. So the Cycle Frontier, the game he was talking about, I did have a friend at work that was watching that, like had it on so he could get the code. So it'll be interesting to see what he has to say about that when he pops back in. What about you, Tay? What are you playing?
I've been playing a little bit Madden, 2K, Mortal Kombat because they leaked some of the characters to Mortal Kombat 12.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I bought it and I really haven't played Mortal Kombat. So I was like, oh, let me get into it. Because as you can see, this is not my original background. So I'm still putting stuff together. And I can't find my 1080 camera. So, yeah. Still been in the midst of doing stuff. And I haven't played like heavy because I'm on a smaller TV and it seems weird. It seems really weird. So, like, that's it. Like, waiting for things to kind of fan out so I can actually go back to game shopping in the stores and picking up actual discs. I need to get my modified PS3 here so I can play the old Nintendo and Sega games on it and stuff. Hey, there he goes.
Welcome back. So the last thing we got was the Frontier, the final, or the, I want to say the Final Frontier, but that's not right.
Can't hear you.
The Cycle Frontier, but I don't want to cut Tay off. Tay, do you want to finish?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So Cycle Frontier, if you watch 2 hours on Twitch, you can get a beta key. Beta goes to like April 4th or something like that. But it will be free to play, so that you guys are out of excuses not to play it. But so essentially, it's kind of like a Tarkov meets No Man's Sky. Best way to explain it. You drop in, there are like other people in the world. You got to go and you like collect things. There are mobs. There's other gear. You can buy gear, build gear, and you have like a stash. But if you die, whatever you die with in there, you lose. You have to extract, kind of like Tarkov. But like it's like you're in space kind of thing, and they're like alien mobs and stuff like that. So it's kind of like No Man's Sky in that sense. So yeah, super cool game. It's worth checking out. Conan Chop Chop. The game actually is kind of grindy in the sense of like what it takes to beat it because it's starting to take a while to level up our characters. About one game takes about an hour, and you only get like 2 levels out of that, which is nothing.
Wow.
But and so like I don't. So there's 4 main characters. I don't even have one character fully leveled yet. Like I don't have all their abilities. How many hours I got in it? Real quick. So we play that like a couple hours each week. 'Cause it's not like a game you can just keep playing and playing and playing because the levels are pretty similar. I've played 9.5 hours, so nothing crazy.
Wow.
But like I said, we only play like every now and then kind of thing. But
Nine
it's
and a half hours, not crazy. Is that all in one day or
no.
multiple
That's
days?
that's across probably like 4 or 5 days. We usually only
Okay.
play like an hour, maybe 2. If you want to talk crazy hours, it's like CS:GO. I have over 1,200. So, I mean, when you say 9, it's like, well, that's not much at all.
Yeah, that's the
But
lunch break.
yeah, so yeah, continue to chew through that. There and I kind of want to get Core Keeper tonight, so we'll see if I get into that, and then I can tell you guys all about that one. But it looks super cool, and it looks like I could spend a lot of hours on that, like Terraria, Stardew, or Minecraft. So
Cool.
yep, got all that out before the game crashed, or my PC crashed.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. So, I am excited for Tay to get the new Mario Kart expansion pack just because I want to see what, like, the booster courses stuff and see how he does.
No,
So-
but what's crazy? I've been playing that Mario Tennis on the Switch.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been playing that heavy. I hate Bowser Jr. He gets on my nerves. I haven't beat him yet. He's like
Yeah,
floating.
some of those boss levels in that game are crazy.
Yeah.
So, I get
was
it.
nuts.
So what have you played? Have you been playing a ton of that? Like just as far as the story, or are you just in the?
No, I've been playing both. I've been playing both because I was sitting there looking at it. I'm like, I don't want it to collect dust because I want to get used to it. So when I go buy the new Switch and try to order my stream deck, hopefully I could get both my hands on both of them. Then I'll be good. And then the Oculus. So that's my wish list right now.
I get it. Yeah.
You see, I didn't say PS5.
Yeah.
You've
You
just
gotta
given up.
have realistic goals, you know. Speaking of the Oculus, I forgot. I don't even know how, but I've still been playing the Poker VR.
Mhm.
And they just came out with a new update like 2 days ago. It's like Monday. It's called Casino One because before you would just find like a lobby and it would just put you at like a table. You'd just be sitting at the table. You'd be, whatever game you picked, poker, blackjack, whatever. And if I wanted to go, so if I'm at poker and I want to go play blackjack, I got to back out to the main lobby, then find a new table. Now they came out with this new update called Casino One, and it's a lobby that has like 15 people in it. You're up to 15. And they have like slots and they have like different tables and they have like a bar and you can just walk around. You can sit down at the poker table and start playing poker. And then if you want to go play blackjack, you walk. It's like an actual casino. And so you can kind of see where they're heading with this. It's right now it's only 15 people. But like we're talking like I don't even know, like let's just say 3 years. It probably wouldn't even take that long, but if they got their servers better and they improved them, you could have one of these casinos where you have 100, 200, 300 people, and it's like a real virtual casino. Is it kind of scary? Yes. But is it super cool at the same time? Absolutely.
So for those people that haven't been watching us over the course of time, real money or no?
No. So it's not real money. It's in-game money, but you can buy the in-game money with real money, but you can't get it out. So, but there's no reason for that because every 8 hours you spin a wheel and you can win like anywhere from 5 to like 500 to 800,000. I've landed on 100,000 a couple times. So it's like there's no reason that you should be buying money. Just like you literally could just be like, all right, I'm not going to play for a week. I'm just going to come in every 8 hours, spin, get a good bank roll or whatever. But you can buy in-game money with real money. Don't do it. If you want to support the game, because the game is free, they do have like a monthly thing. It's like $10 a month. And like every month you get chips and you get like all these cool props and like outfits for your avatar and stuff like that. But like if you want to see the game
That's
grow
cool.
and stuff like that, that's cool. But don't buy $100 worth of credits, which is like $10 million or something like that, and then just go put it all on red and then lose it all. But it like I've talked about before, the game also has a setting to where you can purposely lock yourself out of it. So if you start to feel like you're getting addicted to gambling, you can lock yourself out of the game.
Right. That's what I was about to ask. So it's like, so people that have never been to a casino playing this game, they get addicted
Oh, yeah.
to it. Then they got a casino in their city. Then, they down there spending rent money.
Yep. But just the idea of how it's working right now and stuff, like I'm not like a huge gambler by any means. Like the game's fun. I'm more into it for the props and the social aspect. It's kind of a lot of fun. But it just has me excited for future games, seeing that like these lobbies are getting more realistic and they're getting more people. And it's like, man, like for instance, the VR boxing games. How cool would it be if there was like a boxing tournament, right? But like you could be like in the crowd, like sitting on the edge of the ring of like, and you're watching like these professional VR boxers or something just go at it. Like it'd be kind of cool. And
Yeah,
also like UFC events, if they had enough cameras to where I could go into a virtual world and watch like a fight, I would totally pay for that versus watching it on TV.
yeah,
And if I could be there, I'd be there. But if virtual reality is the next best thing.
That'd be
Oh,
interesting.
I was just talking about that last night with my homeboy. I was like, like you got Super Bowl, you got All-Star game, you got
Right.
the World Cup, and say they sold out. But then you could turn around and sell that many virtual tickets.
That'd be
So it's
so
like
cool.
two people sitting in the same seat. But virtually, I'm in my living room, and the other person is actually at the sporting event. But we got the same view.
The hard
And-
part would be when people stand up.
Yeah, you'd have to be like on the sidelines or something.
Yeah, they'd have to have a way to do it differently. But
what was I gonna say?
what's the name of the poker game that you're playing?
Poker Stars VR.
Okay. There's also a free one on the Switch, which is interesting to me, and it's a social MMO and it's a free download, and I haven't jumped in because I'm afraid that it's going to be that real, like I'm going to wind up paying that real money. But it's called the Four Kings Casino and Slots. And you create like a 3D avatar. There's blackjack, poker, slots, roulette, hold'em. So I'm kind of interested to see how it goes because there's gems. It says in-game items you can buy, and it's like chip packs, gems, escapes, and the Emporium. And I'm like, that seems to me like that's dirt. Like that's going to be dirty for me. Like I should avoid that at all costs. Seems like it's a DLC nightmare. Did we lose Mark again?
I think we did.
I think we lost Mark again. That frozen picture of Mark's face is awesome.
What,
He
another
was
connection
super
interruption?
excited. I mean, we did name the podcast appropriately because we've all at some point or another had some sort of weird connection interruption while we're trying to talk about a game
and it's
or
crazy
anything.
because like my signal in here, like on my phone and stuff sucks, but my Wi-Fi is holding for right now. So for a minute, I was dragging, so I was like, "Ooh, don't let me fall."
Yeah, so I know Mark really wants to talk about The Witcher, so we'll hold off till he gets back in. We'll skip that for now, but a game that I'm really interested in seeing how it pans out is called Wrestle Quest Pro. It's an indie game. It's a turn-based RPG. They somehow managed to get licensing for specific wrestlers. Macho Man Randy Savage is going to be in it. Andre the Giant, but it's essentially like it's almost like Final Fantasy but with wrestlers. So I'm interested to see how it plays. It was part of the ID at Xbox program, so there's a lot of really cool opportunities there. But there's a couple different ones that are really, really like. I think it's cool that it's going to have some real wrestlers in it, and then you can make up your own, and there's going to be some other made up ones. So it looks like it could be really fun. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that one comes out and works out, because it's got Jake the Snake, Andre the Giant, and Macho Man in it. And the trailer,
I've just seen the Jake the Snake.
So you can check it out.
Jake the Snake documentary. Man, I was like, wow. I didn't know he went through a whole lot.
Yeah. So, I mean, that game looks like it's going to be interesting. Mega Cat Studios is who's making it. It's really, really pixelated. It's like an 8 or 16-bit, like pixely turn-based RPG. So, it'll be interesting to see how that one plays out. Mark, I know you wanted to talk about The Witcher.
Yeah. So I just saw that the tweet, and I really like the studio, and I really like The Witcher. I'm really curious on where they go. I know there's a couple articles out there like talking about where they possibly could go from the old ones, as far as story and stuff, but I don't even really know. I kind of would be interested if it was a new storyline, like in general, like a new school of Witchers kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know. I mean, we're not going to see this game for a while, like probably 3 or 4 years. And it would just be kind of.
We will see this before we see the next GTA.
Yeah, it would be kind of nice for a breath of air.
Really, did you have to take that shot? I'm sorry, Mark.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
He's poking at me.
But yeah. So it's just kind of like a little teaser that they put out, and it's exciting, right? I mean,
I think it's interesting because for me, they're partnering with Epic. Like, I don't know if you saw that news.
I didn't.
Yeah, so the new Witcher is going to be in the Unreal 5 engine instead of in the CDPR's Red engine. So they're moving to Unreal 5. That's
good news.
So graphically, I mean, it should be a pretty interesting look. I'll be interested to see what they do too. I think I love the story of The Witcher. I've really enjoyed the series, like the Netflix series or whatever. But I've never gotten into the games as much as I've tried. I love the card game that is from it.
Yes. They have like their own game, Gwent.
Yeah. So I loved that card game, but I never really got into Witcher on its own. So maybe this will get me in.
Did you see the recent Humble bundle? $40, but it comes with 125 items. Now, I would say only about 50 of the items actually matter, but I would say this is the most stacked Humble bundle I've ever seen. It's for Stand with Ukraine.
Stand with Ukraine bundle?
It goes 100% to humanitarian relief. I had to explain to my friend that it's for civil aid and nothing else. I'll put it at that. But I mean, you look at the first 6 games. I mean, Satisfactory, Spyro trilogy, the remastered one, Back for Blood, Metro Exodus, Max Payne 3, Sunset Overdrive.
Sunset Overdrive is one of the most underrated games ever.
I mean, they got Kerbal Space Program, Starbound, This War of Mine, The Long Dark,
PGA Tour,
yeah, Quantum Break. I mean, it's stacked.
Skullgirl's second encore is in there.
I've never played Superland. I've never played Superland, but speaking of indie games, I mean, if you look at the reviews on that, They got 3 Amnesia games on there. Rise, Son of Rome,
Drawful
Super
2.
Hot, Iron Danger. Look, I mean, it's another indie game, but it looks like it has pretty good reviews. At least the
So
ones they're
right
showing.
now it's
Oh,
$40 to get this.
40, all of
bundle.
it.
$40.
And these, I mean, there's a lot of games I'm scrolling past here. You know,
And there's some VR stuff in the
really.
bundle too. Yeah, Slinger VR is in there. Telefrag is in there.
Hmm.
There were a couple others I thought I saw.
Yeah, I never
Just
got
when I
that
was
one VR
breaking
bundle.
through.
And
there's
I
some
I
books.
should have, but
There's
yeah,
books.
I mean,
Well, RPG Maker 15 is in there if you're interested in
Yeah.
trying to figure out how to make your own game. Game Guru. Like there's some intro to game development with Unity. Like that's a $50 software bundle.
right. I mean, they've already raised $15 million.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
And I know we were kind of talking bad about Humble Bundle probably a year ago or whatever it is, however long ago. But I mean, like, at least they are having bundles that's like 100%. You know what I mean? Like, I know
People are donating thousands of dollars, though.
Yeah.
Did you see the top contributors?
Mm-hmm.
$10,000.
Oh, yeah.
Like
10,000, 10,000, 2,500, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000.
the average purchase price right now is $43.98, which means there's a bunch of people saying, "Okay, $40, here you go."
Yeah.
But still, like every little bit helps. And some of the stuff is really cool.
$2,592 value.
Yeah, for $40.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. I mean, there's a ton of stuff in here too. Some of these games I already own, so it would be like, hey, who wants the code for this if I did this bundle?
Right, exactly. I mean, Tay, if you're trying to get into the EDM scene, they got EDM Music Maker 2022.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do the EDM scene, but it's so hard to get a hold of the music because most of the DJs play their own music. So it's like, yeah.
I mean, you just get me. I'll just make noises in the mic, and you just put them in the right places. We'll make it work. But actually, I'll just clip every rage, and then like you could have me like raging, and then right before the beat drop, you could just be yelling, "He's one shot," and then just bait drop. I can see it. But so yeah, super cool bundle. I'll probably end up getting.
That's a huge bundle. Back for Blood's pretty solid. Spyro's really good. I mean, I own most of the games in this bundle already, unfortunately. But some of which, like, we could give away on the show to those people that are watching. So Dexter could get some free games right now on a live show.
Give away some on the live show, but then there's also some like software where like, you know, like if you retweet, you get so many entries and stuff like that. It's always a good one.
911 Operator is on my Steam wish list right now.
Really?
And it's in that bundle. Yeah. Or you can play 112 Operator, depending on where you're from. But yeah, there's some really good stuff. That Toe Jam and Earl game is good. Yeah, definitely. This is definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. If you haven't checked out this bundle, be sure to head over to Humble Bundle and check out the Stand with Ukraine bundle. $15,000 earned already by them. You could also get Elden Ring while you're there on sale as well. Because it's on sale for 10% off.
Now, I got a question for you two, because you guys are more PC than I've ever been.
Yep.
I need to know how to navigate what games to get, what's free, what's not, what everybody's into, what to play, what not to play, what sites to go to, what not to go to. Because like I got it, but I don't.
Steam is by far the biggest library to me where you can go in and find people talking about the games. and you can get a mixed set of reviews, right? You can get people that are really high on it and get people that are really low on it, and you can kind of judge from there. Sometimes, like, honestly, Humble Bundle's website is one of the things that I go to, and I'll buy humblebundle.com, which is what we're talking about, this big 125 game bundle for $40. Let's say within that bundle there's a game that I would have paid $40 for the sake of argument, like Quantum Break is in this list. If I wanted to play, like, if I was going to play Quantum Break and it retails for $39.99, it's in this bundle. I buy the bundle for $40 and I'm getting 124 other items with that game. Kerbal Space Program. I loved that game. That's one of my favorite games. Like, it retails for $39.99. It's in this bundle for $40. Expeditions Viking. Like, I always just kind of go through like different games and try to find, like, I like certain styles of single player games. So, and I like action adventure games. I like games that don't take a ton of time to get through, where I don't feel like I'm overplaying it. Like, we've talked about Rise Son of Rome before. Still my favorite game on Xbox One, I think.
Yeah.
And it was a launch title. And it's in this bundle. I mean, retails for $10 now. But I remember paying $60 at launch for that game. And I still love that game. I loved the story of that game. And it's in here. So you can go look. They've got other bundles too. Like, they have a Europa 4 if you're into like real-time strategy games. There's the Europa bundle, and it has all the expansions. So for $20, you get all 33 items, the game plus all the expansions. If you're into racing, there's a sim bundle out there right now, racing sim bundle, $13, and there's 10 different items on there, including 20% off coupons for the Thrustmaster, like, steering wheels. And then it also includes NASCAR Heat 5, which I know you were looking forward to at one point.
Yes.
So you pay $9 or $13 for that bundle, and you get NASCAR Heat, which was a $49.99 game.
Yes.
Right. So, and there's also other price points. Like, if you don't want the whole 10 item bundle and you just want 4 items off the bundle, it'll have, like, you can click a 4 item bundle and it'll have like the bottom 4 items. It just depends on what you want to play. And I do the Humble Bundle stuff a lot, partially because it goes to charity and partially because you can get some cool stuff that you wouldn't necessarily have played previously.
Right.
With it being Women's History Month, there's a Leading Ladies book bundle right now, like, which has all stories with female protagonists in the book. Some of them are graphic novels, some are just regular books. Like, they've got some stuff like that on there. But when you're looking at the software and the games, like, there's nothing better than those bundles to kind of just jump right in and get your feet wet. In my opinion. Now, when it comes to buying digital games, like, Steam has been where it's at, but Epic gives away a free game every week or every other week. You just go onto the Epic store.
So Epic, Steam, Humble Bundle, and what else?
I mean, there's Green Man Gaming. I don't use them a whole lot, but I've seen some people that do. Mark, you just predominantly are through Steam, right?
Steam, Humble Bundle, and Epic Games.
Yeah, so those 3.
And sometimes you have to go through like a company's launcher. But
I bought Red Dead via the Rockstar launcher because if you pre-ordered it, you got it for like $29.99 or something. There was some crazy deal if you had pre-ordered it. So I had done that on PC. And then you have to have the Uplay installer for anything that's Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm looking at Green Man Gaming, and most of these games, I'm up like, what is this?
Yeah, and some of the stuff, like, you're gonna look at and be like, I'm not interested in that, and that is what it is. And I think that's why Humble Bundle makes a big deal for me. Like, I know for a fact I want to play Ghostwire Tokyo.
That's what I was just looking at right as you said that.
So if I can get that somewhere. So even when you buy on Green Man, you get the code and it's for Steam, usually. And it'll tell you what it's for. But like if I know I want to play that game on PC instead of PlayStation, which in this case I'm probably going to play game Ghostwire Tokyo on PlayStation, I would buy it and get the discount, like pre-order it.
Yeah, because you get it for $70.39.
Yeah, I think I just think it's important to try to save where I can. Because I do like to play a lot of different games. And you know, that's a big deal when you can save. Like in this case, it's 12% if you pre-order it on Green Man. So it's like 52 instead of 60. And it would be 70, I think, on PlayStation. Like, I don't know if they've got a discount or not on PlayStation right now if you pre-order. Sometimes they do. But oftentimes they don't. So I'm just like, I just look at where my deal is. Okay, so if I pre-order it right now and place it with as being a PlayStation Plus member, I can get it for $53.99.
That ain't bad.
So you know you get 10% off. So it's the same price essentially. And it's a Bethesda game, so I would venture to say it's probably one of those games that will take way too much time to beat, but I would enjoy to play. So, you know, I bounce back and forth. You know, I play a lot of console because I stream almost exclusively console when I'm streaming because it's just easier for me to do it that way. But I do enjoy a good PC title as well. So, I mean, some games I've played on both.
But speaking of streaming for consoles, so do you run your console through your computer to stream? Because I've been running mine straight from my console, and you know, I just get that little block where you can see my head, and that's it. Like,
yeah. Mark, when you stream, you're using one computer, right?
No,
or are you using two? Okay,
using
yeah,
two, and they used to work perfectly. And I guess I'm just gonna full restart on this one. I'm just gonna buy a new SSD and a new copy of Windows at this point. Because anyone out there knows how to fix a DPC watchdog violation, you let me know. I can't figure it out. It involves video drivers somehow, some way, because it only happens when I use my webcam. I've watched YouTube videos. I've done everything under the sun.
10, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm probably just need to. I've fresh and restalled Windows once. I don't know if I'm missing a driver or what. Oh, apparently, it's a. Apparently, it can be a like a hard drive driver, but I can't figure it out.
Yeah, there's a lot of things on the web about it, but
yeah, no, none of them work.
Yeah, I use two devices as well now. So I have an Elgato HD60S, so the external on one of my units. I have an internal on another. And then I have a new pretty boy that I haven't installed yet that I need to do. And the light is going to not be my friend, but so I need to put this bad boy in my desktop that I'm on right now.
Very nice.
So when I find this magical time that I don't have to take that one out, this one in,
those things are pretty quick install though. Yeah,
it's just well, we were talking before the show started. Like I still haven't cleaned up from unpacking 2 weeks ago, so you know. It's just trying to find time running around with 3 kids in different worlds and me coaching and the season starting this weekend really. So back at the busy season for me for a little while, but there's so many different ways you can do it, Tay, that you really have to just find what's for you. Wouldn't you agree with that, Mark?
Yeah, for sure. There are definitely simpler ways, and then there's also more complex but cheaper ways. It's just all about how you want to go about it. I will say a lot easier today than it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
I mean, this bad boy right here. This bad boy right here.
what is that?
Yeah, it's a Go XLR mix amp. Saves me hours of audio trouble. I hated that about my two PC setup. Then I installed one of these bad boys, and I was like, I need that. I need that right
Well,
now.
And
so I got one.
the interesting part about those, Tay, is that like you can get ones. Mark, is that
It's the bigger
the
one.
Helicon, like the
Yeah.
$550 one?
I don't think it was that much. That was only like 300.
Okay. I mean, they have different ones. The Tay's about ready to have a heart attack over the price point.
Right. Hold on.
There's different.
It says 550, but I don't know if I paid that much. I don't know if prices went up.
They went up because they're hard to get a hold of right now.
Because like on Amazon it's 550, but I swear I didn't pay that much.
I'm sure you didn't when you bought it, because you bought it a while back.
It's probably been 2 or 3 years.
It was before we started the show, though.
It was before COVID.
Okay, so you've had it for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's different ones, Tay. Like there's all kinds of different setups. Like I use a software called Voice Mod, to where I can change my voice to where you can hear me sound like different things throughout the show. If I wanted to do that, I can go in and just modify my voice. I can sound like whatever I really want just by clicking a button. Sometimes it's weird. Sometimes it's not.
I don't even know if mine works. I haven't set it up since like the reset.
So you can do all kinds of different stuff with just software as well. So you don't need hardware. I want to say Voice Mod was like $20 for one license, for a lifetime license on one computer. And you know me, I'm cheap when it comes to most stuff. So like with the exception of hardware, like software, I am Mr. El Cheapo. Like if I can find a way to save money on some software, I'm going to do it. Hardware, it worked. You got the echo going.
Yeah, that megaphone.
Yeah, so there's just a lot of different ones.
One day I was kind of just, I don't know, just fooling around with it and messing with all, because you can change like the pitch, the echo, the reverb, and the gender. And I'm telling you, I was just flipping, turning things, and all of a sudden, next thing I knew, I was Kylo Ren. It was perfect. It sounded just like Kylo Ren, and I saved it. I still have it, the settings saved in my computer somewhere. I have to dig for them, but I was like, "Ooh, this is good."
That's awesome.
I was on Steam as like Kylo Ren for like a day, being silly.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of different things, Tay. I think you'll find, like, as you're trying to find new ways to change how you do the stuff, that you'll find ways that you really enjoy. Like I love sound, I like the sound bar, like just playing around and adding sounds in, right? I've done it on the show a lot, and you guys are like, oh, here comes another clap. Or during the Halloween show, we had like the spooky music, right? So I think that as you go through things, you'll find new things that work for you.
Yeah, because I got a Stream Deck. Yeah. I haven't even used it. Bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah. So like, what up?
Come on, Chris.
Oh, it's Chris. I thought it was Chris. Chris.
Well, his name's Chris, but it's Criff.
It's Criff. What's up, Criff? Yeah. So like,
I'm a play on words, I think.
Voice Mod also has like I'm drawing a blank, but it's almost like a Stream Deck where you can just do sound. It's a soundboard.
Yeah.
That you can use in it. So that's something that I do. Or like, if I know I'm going to drop a bomb at some point, like I've even done this on my broadcast, like to be funny. I will, like, if I know I'm going to drop an F-bomb, just like goofing around, I will use the sensor beat, like, and just be like, You know, like just throw it in there.
Nice thing about this too is it has a cough button. Like it's not a mute button, it's a cough button. So if you're like about to cough, you just and then like let go as soon as you're done.
Oh,
I
that's
know
nice.
a lot of like major like news outlets and stuff like that will have like a cough button.
Yeah, and radios we call it the dump button. So it's a
Okay.
10
Yeah,
second
yeah.
10-second kill. I think you'll hit the dump twice. Then after that, it's no delay.
Yeah, and there's some cool websites out there, like with voice mod. There's tuna.voicemod.net, and they have a bunch of like movie clips and stuff, like one-liners for movies that you can throw in. And I think that kind of stuff is really fun to add into my streams just because it's
Hold
different.
on, what's the site again?
Voicemod.net, and then the little add-ons are tuna.voicemod.net.
Yeah, I need to add ons.
Yeah, and there's just it's fun because you can do a bunch of different stuff, and just kind of know, like as you're going through, like this is how I do, you know, XYZ. Like I know that I'm gonna want to have certain things that I put out there, like, you know.
Are you
different
waiting for
movie
me to
clips.
say something?
So anything that I can throw out there that will, like, just kind of lighten the mood or something. You know, and that's funny to me. And I know that people, like, there are always people in my stream like, what movie are we watching today? Like, jokingly, because I'll pick like a bunch of sounds from Spaceballs or different clips from James Bond movies, you know, or Austin Powers, or just different little things. So for an entire stream, I'll have some sort of theme. But that's very rare that I do that.
Mhm.
But I think it's something that people do kind of look forward to when they hop in. So, and it's just like this show, right? Like people know that we're going to talk about what we're playing. You know, they know we're going to talk about different things in the news. They know we're just going to randomly talk about random stuff because that's what happens with us.
Right.
You know, or like when we have a guest on, we know we're going to talk about certain topics or whatever. But like everybody navigates streaming and how they play their games differently. Because we've had like, but we've had the thing where we've said like, what games or what music do you listen to when you game? And I used to do it a ton. Now I don't anymore.
You can't.
Yeah, because if I'm streaming, I can't put the music on. Right?
Yeah, that sucks.
So, yeah. So there's things like that I can't do. You know, so when I'm streaming, I know I can't listen to certain things. And then when I'm streaming and I've used little clips like from different movies or whatever, I know that it could get me in trouble later. But they're usually like 2 or 3 second clips, right? So it's never
Right.
like it's fair use at that point in my mind. And usually when like YouTube comes back and says, "Oh, you used copyrighted material," I just reply that it was fair use, and I almost always win the argument. But I really just want people when they stream to have fun, and people that are watching my streams, I want them to have fun watching it.
Yeah.
And if you're streaming and you're not having fun while you're streaming, you're doing it wrong.
Right. Because like I get into it, especially when I'm playing man.
Oh, I know you do. I know you do.
Oh man,
We both do.
Hey, I want to get some training day clips. You know, I'm surgical with this, Jay.
Yeah, like just different things. Like you may be able to find something from like Any Given Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, or different movies that you can just put those little clips in. So like when something happens, or like when I play Madden on stream, I have like when I get a first down, I have DJ Khaled. He's like another one, and another one. Like anytime I'd get a first down, or when I score a touchdown, I have this like Raiders logo that pops up, and then lightning flashes on the screen, like I'm on a pirate ship.
I gotta get into all that. Like I haven't got that far yet.
I also have a setup where like I'm in Bikini Bottom as SpongeBob.
Yeah.
So like my camera is just me, right? And then the background is SpongeBob's house and the water like flowing behind me, and I'm in Bikini Bottom. I haven't done that one in a while, but that one's super fun to me, especially if I'm playing like a game with the kids.
Yeah.
I think that stuff's cool.
Question. Now I've seen people stream, especially with Madden, to where they're standing up head to toe, but the game is behind them.
Yep.
Like full length, full screen, the game's behind them. And
I could do it right now. Like I could do it as part of the show right now. I could switch over my camera to remove my background completely. So like I can just go to camera and just click remove background.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So they're putting it up on the green screen. While
Yeah. Yeah.
A couple different ways.
Yeah, there's cameras where in software you can do it in. There's physical ways you can do it with a green screen. Green screens you have to be careful because if you have any green on your shirt, it makes things funny.
That's kind of fun though. I've done that before. It's
I
like
did
being
it
a
one
floating
time.
head. You know?
Yeah, I've done the floating head thing before.
Or
which was
get a
kinda
hood. It's just your face.
Yeah. But there's a lot. Again, Tay, like you have to just find what works for you, man. Like as you're navigating it. Because sometimes I don't want to do all that crap. Right? Like I'm not streaming a ton at this point, but I used to stream like every Monday night, and I'll probably go back to that because it just gives me a release on Mondays after a rough day at work. And I was always streaming Mario, right? So I had like a bunch of little like Mario sounds, and my opening music was a remix of the Mario theme that I wrote to the person who did the remix and got the rights to it. They were like, you can use it as long as you put that the music is remixed by and have a link to their site like visible. So I did it. Like I was like, all right, cool. That's for me. That's a no-brainer. Yeah, absolutely. I will promote your stuff.
And this is where I get frustrated with streaming. Because like now you really can't play music, but when you play like Madden and 2K or any sports game
in the menu,
right? You got the music playing in the menu and during the game, but it doesn't flag that.
It does.
It does.
It does.
For sure, it does.
It definitely does because I played NHL. So if you go out on my YouTube channel right now, there's 3 videos for NHL. There are 2 of those videos that I had forgotten to turn the menu music off, and YouTube sent me a thing saying, "Hey, you owe like this company has got a strike against you for using their music." And in that case, all I did was mute the sound for the 30 seconds or whatever. But it does catch you.
That's sad. We can't even do things you like in life without being penalized and muted. Like, say you are having a walk and somebody's outside playing some music, and then you get flagged for that. Like,
yeah,
come on. Makes you just want to stay in the house.
Yeah, I mean, I think, man, I think the more that you do it, the more that you'll figure out ways that work for you. Like I watch Mark's streams all the time. I don't always chime in when I'm watching Mark's streams, but like I watch his streams quite often.
There are so many things I need to do to improve mine.
But every once in a while, you'll see like a little tweak in what he does. And it's just a little change, like the background or something that he just feels differently about whatever day. Like I have way too much stuff behind me. There's too much going on, right? It'd be cool if I could rework the room. It's just not a reality right now. But when I originally started streaming like this, I was like, look how cool that looks. All the consoles back there.
You should do
that stuff.
As like an if you had like get a second webcam and have it like either like that or like a little off to the side where you can see the whole room, and that could easily be your intermission camera.
Yeah.
But then like have a different camera where it's either a green screen or like what you're just doing, or like have it like closer. That way, like you can show off the room when it's not really game time, but when it's game time, they're seeing just you in the game.
Right.
But
yeah, and I have
intermission
a second camera I have a second camera set up already on this system, but I don't have it on the system that I'm streaming from now.
Right. Especially too, if like I'm a new viewer and all of a sudden you go into an intermission, all of a sudden now it's like I kind of see what you have going on in the background, and that will
Right.
either get me asking questions or starting new topics, like, oh, you like Mario, or maybe I'm just sitting there looking at all your cool shit. I'm just like, oh, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And it's like, huh. And also next thing you know, we're back into another Rocket League game or whatever it is. And so it kind of keeps people tied in.
Yeah.
Facts.
But-
See, you see when great minds come together.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of different ideas, like,
Yeah.
and I'm
no
always
right or
I'm
wrong
always
way.
asking people that are watching me like what they like and what they don't like. Like, I beg people to give me feedback.
I never get feedback. I ask for it, and people just literally. I could stream for 4 hours, and my mic will be muted, and like someone will be in the chat, and then it just like won't tell me. They're like, your mic's been muted for
yeah.
like 2 hours now, right? And I'm like, no, I didn't. I'm
No,
an
I did
idiot.
not. Yeah, I always have. So I have my friend Bill is my ride or die when it comes to my streams.
Yeah.
He will log in at the beginning of the stream and go, "Yo, man, your mic's echoing."
Yeah.
Like immediately, like he's literally the first one in and the first one to comment if there's something wrong, so then I can immediately fix it. And sometimes it happens and you haven't changed any setting. You've literally been like using the same settings from day one, and all of a sudden there's some funky mic thing going on. But yeah, I mean, there's just different things, man. And I know we got off on a tangent when it comes to streaming, but it's a great topic. I think like I have someone that I actually do want to invite on the show who streams quite a bit. And hopefully we can track him down and he can come on and talk about it. Because he was talking about wanting to be on a podcast and talk about like what he does. So like I was watching him on Twitch, and he said that after somebody else was like, he just mentioned it. Like somebody else said, he just mentioned wanting to come on a podcast and talk about how he does his streams and like would love to just talk about games and just chat. And I was like, well, I'm going to reach out. So we'll see if we can get him on. Cause I mean, he's a partnered content creator on Facebook. And he's got Empire Jerky, Streamer Loot, and Gamer Advantage as partners as well. So he's got a bunch of different partnerships that he's worked out. So I'm not going to name him on this because I don't want to jinx it, but I'm really hopeful we can get him to come onto a show in the future and we can chat more about streaming and stuff.
That's not, that'd be dope.
I think there's a lot of ways to do different things. People come over and they see our game room and they're always like, man, I can't believe you have all that stuff and you've done all this stuff. And I'm like, and it's not where I want it. Like, I think that I get to where I want it to be. And then I'm like, I wish I had done it this way. Or even, and I do that with my streams too. Like, I've got a weekly series that's been releasing every Tuesday at like 9 a.m. on my YouTube channel of me playing NHL. And it was just different sessions where I recorded the session of me playing and kind of talking to myself while I play and then putting it up on YouTube later. I think it's a lot of fun. I think if you can find different ways to put it out there and do live streams and do some pre-recorded stuff and do podcasts, and there's so many ways to get content out there. I would love to see Mark do a VR stream.
I'm working on it. I just
solely because I'm like living vicariously through him and playing VR until I make a decision on what I really want to do. Partially because I bought these stupid headphones instead of.
I'm so happy about that.
Yeah, I just got these. So
what are those?
VR streams are coming soon, though. I promise.
Woohoo! These are the Sony. I know if I saw it right off the top, but they're essentially noise canceling Bluetooth headphones.
Yeah, because I was looking, I was like, oh, he fancy today.
Yeah, I did that last week for the first time, but there are the WF-1000 XM4 is the name of them. They cost almost as much as a VR.
They're
I know.
listening.
That's crazy.
Uh-huh. But I had multiple reasons for even picking them out. I knew I was going to be on extended flights, and my ears are always a problem on extended flights, and they have this feature where if you just tap them like this, it cancels, it's noise canceling. So right now I can't really hear myself. And then I go up like this again, and it opens up the side and lets all the ambient sound come in as well. So they work out really well at work. So I have them in while I'm at my desk and somebody can talk to me and I can still hear them. But then if I just need to be focused and whatever, I can do that.
And I know we're running out on time, but I have to talk about the hairy, furry Xbox controllers.
Okay, go ahead.
See those? Did you see them?
I did.
They're,
Tay, did you see them?
They're Sonic
I sent it
controllers.
to you on IG.
Oh, that's right. You did.
Yeah.
You did.
Okay, so we all saw them, but those who haven't seen them, it's literally a controller where any part that's not a button is just like fur, like a soft furry like pillow or something. Most people have probably seen them because they're blowing up on the internet. Everyone's just like, oh, one sweaty game session or one bag of Doritos later, this thing's done.
Well, they're giving them away, right? So it's not an actual thing that's going to be for sale, based on what my understanding is. But so that's one interesting piece, is that they're actually going to do this giveaway. I'm going to share my screen so people can see them if they haven't seen them. This is from Games Radar. There's a picture of it out there. So it's a Sonic and Knuckles set, right?
Yeah.
I already have texture issues when it comes to controllers, and we've talked about that before, where like the vibration function will mess with my hands or whatever. There's no way I could use these.
But you will have them.
He's going to.
Aha. Aha.
Will I be trying to figure out how I have to win them? Absolutely. They're giving them away. They're not making them for sale at any point, so I will not just be buying them.
Buy them after someone wins them.
Maybe. I'm not as big of a Sonic fan as I probably should be, because I did really enjoy it. But I just don't like. It's not like Mario for me. You know, like Mario is by far, Mario and Zelda are my two, like, I have to play those games, that whatever. Now Sonic, I'll play a new one when it comes out, but I can take it or leave it. But if these controllers are readily available, will I get one? Probably.
Yeah.
But we also know that I'm still looking for a pink PS5 controller just to have one. And I saw one the other day and didn't get it.
Dang, look at you. You're doing good.
Yeah, right? I went, I know I'm never going to use that. Like, that's exactly what I said when I looked at it. I was like, man, I really want that, but I'll never use it.
Yeah.
It's just like Joy-Cons. Like, I have sets of Joy-Cons just chilling because I don't use them. But we put them in the little slide things, and my kids use them like as controllers. Because if I'm playing my Switch in like handheld mode, it's got these bad boys on it.
See,
or it's in, or
you just had it showing off, did you?
Well, it's just here. I mean, here, you want to see the other one too? It's here. And then the Vita is right there. Like I just told Mark, and I said it during the show, like, I haven't unpacked, so it's all stacked up, still sitting here. But when the Fixture S2 comes out, I will definitely have that. If I could get if I could get an orange and blue Switch Pro controller, I would snatch that up in a heartbeat.
Let's see if I can find it.
Oh, they exist, but I don't want the casing. So there's a bunch of places where I can just buy the casing and replace it and take the other controller apart and do it myself. I don't trust myself enough to do that. So that's my big
I got
concern.
Tim got you. I'll mail it back to you.
Yeah, like I have that fear of like it not working after that. So I'm holding out, but Well, I know we have a ton of news that we didn't cover. Just quickly, Nintendo renewed Minish Cap and Zero Mission trademarks. That was a big thing. I'm going to share a YouTube video in the chat for people to go check out because I watched it and still can't believe it. It is the world's smallest built Nintendo. A guy basically built it out of a Raspberry Pi device, and it is teeny tiny, and he 3D printed it, and it's super cool to watch. I have trouble with my hands not being able to hold the Switch Joy-Cons because they're too small, but when you see how small his controller is, your mind will be blown. Okay, the Dirty Dozen. We gotta go quickly because we're way over on time.
I mean, do you just want to save it for next week?
Do we want to save it for next week?
We probably should just save it.
Save it for next week? Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll save those for next week. So if you came here wanting to
start with
hear the 12 games that were indie games that we thought stood out amongst the crowd, wait for next week. Other news, real quick. We are going to have a special guest join us next week, and I'm super excited to announce who will be joining us. He's
got to pick 3 indie games.
We'll have him pick some indie games for sure, because I'm sure he will have some good ones. It's a friend of mine. His name's Brian Maxberry. B-Max is an avid gamer. He's a former GameStop store manager. He was a rep for Sony PlayStation as a district rep. So he would go like store to store and set things up. He's a huge sneakerhead as well. He really loves like Jordans and special kits. So he and Tay will get along great.
Yes, it's going to be a good show.
We will probably be on some weird sneaker tangent at some point, more than likely. I'm sure he would love to talk about some kicks. He used to work for Journey's shoes, so I know as well.
He caught the dunks and all else, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm excited to have Brian on. I think it'll be a fun time to have him on as a guest, and we can talk about random stuff. And just because he worked for Sony does not mean that he is not a fan of other things gaming, which is probably the thing that I'm most excited about because I know he has very, very, I would say exquisite gaming tastes would be my way of putting it. Because he has so many different games that he does enjoy. And I'm excited just to get into the mix with him and talk about stuff. He was my roommate for a GameStop managers conference. So there are probably some stories that could be told from that experience. I have a picture of him going down. Here we go. We'll share this one because this is a funny one. But I have a picture of him going down a tube, like a plumber's tube, the Mario tube, at a GameStop manager show. So there's definitely, even though he's a Sony guy now, he's, at this point, he's got some ties to other gaming. So there he is, going down the tube. But yeah, I'm excited to have Brian on, and it should be a really good time talking about all things gaming with him, and hopefully he'll have some little detaily things he can tell us about his time as a Sony rep. I mean, part of the time was during COVID, so I'm sure that was a different beast than what it would normally be. But
right,
I know he really has enjoyed his time with Sony, and it's coming to an end for him here soon. So
what? How do you leave Sony?
They eliminate your entire division. So that's how. He was planning on being a lifer. So now that they're making some changes organizationally, he's excited to come on and talk about some games. So
very cool.
I'm excited to have him. I think you guys will get along really well with him, and I think it should be a fun show next week. So hopefully we don't go over on time next week, but I bet you we will.
No, we will. It's okay.
So we will kill the Dirty Dozen next week. We'll start the show with that. And anybody have anything before we bounce?
Next week.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Besides the Mortal Kombat League, we talk about that next week.
Oh yeah, we definitely need to talk about that next week. I saw it. but I don't want to. I didn't want to. I don't know that I want to talk about details of it though. I don't want to ruin it for anybody.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a Captain America, the
Hey,
Falcon Winter
hey,
Soldier
hey, see, you know what, Mark?
Xbox controller.
Hey, he's about to make you go buy that. It is, yeah.
Just Google Marvel
Are you for
Xbox
real
controller.
right now?
I saw it on Twitter just now. Yeah. There you go.
And there's a charge dock.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Good night, folks.
Right. Somebody's going shopping.